Hey loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So happy Valentine's Day, or if you are a sim, happy Love Day. So the reason for this build is because I was inspired to create something just super cute and super romantic in the spirit of Valentine's Day. So I took to Twitter and I put up a poll and I asked, what type of wedding venue did you guys want me to create? Because I was feeling in the mood and wanted to share a little bit of love, and the winner was a Boho Beach wedding. So here it is. We are in the beautiful world of Sulani, and we're on one of the waterfront properties. I believe this one is originally called Key Point, and I just love how this cute little beach shack came out. I kind of struggle with this. This is actually the third lot in Sulani. I tried to put a wedding venue on, and the reason being was because I was trying to get into the boho wedding vibe, but also incorporate some beachy elements, which was a little bit of a challenge, if I do say so myself. I had an idea of what bohemian and boho style was, and then I went to look it up and I was like, oh, not exactly what I had in mind. It was somewhere in the realm of what a lot of people deem as boho style, but I don't know. I was envisioning something a little bit more grand, and I had to realize that the bohemian style is just really eclectic. It's really delicate and personal and intimate, and I had to really switch up my approach. So I'm creating this beach shack, and the reason why I did a beach shack is because really I needed a place for your Sims to handle their facilities. So if they needed to cook, or if they needed to use the bathroom, or if the couple wanted to stay here for a cute little honeymoon, you definitely have a place on site to do that. In a lot of my source pictures, the bohemian wedding style was just kind of like in the desert almost, so sand was involved but not necessarily the sea, and I didn't really see a place for a bathroom, and we all know taking care of our Sims needs can become really annoying, and it's almost impossible if you don't have a bathroom here. So yeah, definitely the beach shack was necessary. Here I am just working on the exterior, and this is pretty much the shape that I keep for the beach shack. I wanted to keep it small. It's unfortunately a little bit too large to qualify as a small home. This has 188 tiles if I'm not mistaken, but I don't mind it because there's plenty of deck space. So if your Sims wanted to gather on the deck, or if they wanted to barbecue or do yoga or just whatever, they have the space to do that. And I felt like that's something that shacks on the beach really prioritize, having that outdoor seating space so you can really soak up all of the views and just enjoy the weather and the water and all of that. So yeah, here we are just adding in windows and doors. The windows and doors that I use are from the Island Living pack with the kind of, I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're the ones that has like the little shade that's poking out. Those are from Island Living, and the large kind of paned windows are from the Moschino stuff pack. And I also have a couple of windows from Get Together along the waterfront side of the property. Here I am just trying to add in some of those more eclectic bohemian features. So in a lot of my source pictures, I noticed that the boho style incorporates a lot of rugs and tapestries and just things for your people to kind of walk around on, maybe dust their feet off from the sand, who knows. So but I was just going through the catalog and just picking out items that I thought that I wanted to incorporate, and I do use most of these items. And I really had to rack my brain and really prioritize what was important, which would in my head, be a beautiful union between two Sims, and they wanted to share it in an intimate setting with people who mean the most to them. So when I decided that it wasn't about being grand and it was more about being intimate and really creating your own curated eclectic experience, building this made a lot more sense for me. Anyway, we're on the inside and I'm trying to figure out the stairs situation. I do have some stairs leading from the upper deck to the lower deck. However, I needed some indoor stairs because it would be super annoying having to go outside every time you want to go upstairs. So I just put in a 1 tile wide stairs, and then that room off to the side of the stairs. We're upstairs now, so you can't see it, but the kitchen is on the side of the stairs, and then the living space is the more open area. Upstairs, I'm just fiddling around with the windows. I definitely wanted to give off the sense of that there's a lot of fresh air and a lot of circulation and come through here. There's a beach shack, so I didn't put in a thermostat or a AC unit, so they rely a lot on the fans and just air circulation. So I wanted to make sure the windows were open, and I just added in those tires. I believe those are a debug item from the Strangerville pack, and what I do with them is kind of off camera, and you'll see it at the very end, but I use them to kind of support this lighting system, but you know, you'll see it in the tour. Here I am just fiddling around with these pagodas. Are they called pagodas? But I think these came from the Island Living pack. I do eventually get rid of them, and I opt for this awning. Reason being is because with these awnings from the Get Together pack, I'm able to decide how large I want this covered area, and basically this is going to be our dining space. So I notice in a lot of bohemian wedding source pictures that they have like this big covered area where all the people would come together, and they would either just like sit and commune or they would dine over there. So I'm definitely using this as a dining space, and I'm using the awnings just to provide a little bit of shade, but not to cut you off from the sun or the moon or whatever is going on throughout the day. And I am using these hanging lights from various packs. So I'm using some from the Movie Hangout Stuff pack. Those are the ones that kind of look like crystals. The ones that are kind of like bulbous, I have some in white and some in blue. Those are from the Tiny Living pack. And the ones that look like they are in glass mason jars, I believe those are from, I think those are from, I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure where those are from. I think those are from Get Together, but I can completely be wrong about that. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, I'm just trying to establish zones at this point. So the main zones is of course the ceremony area, which is where all of the chairs and that wedding arch and things are. There's also going to be the dining area, which I was telling you guys about, and then there's going to be kind of more of like a chill area, which is off to the side where you see the little canopy and the wicker love seat and the busking station and things like that. I really wanted to utilize the outdoor space, and just to make sure there were plenty of activities for your Sims to do, and also just plenty of zones for your Sims to feel a sense of community and just really enjoying each other's company. That's what I really wanted to convey. Now I'm working on the wedding aisle, and I do change this a little bit. I changed it off camera, so I am sorry, but you will see it in the tour. But it's basically the same. I just kind of oriented to the side. But along the aisle, I wanted to have all of these beautiful candles just kind of light the way as the bride is coming down, and they're on the side of the beach. Oh my gosh, if I was to have a wedding on the beach, I would definitely line my wedding aisle with these beautiful candles and lanterns and things like that, and it looks so gorgeous at night. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. I can't take it. Like, I'm so excited. But yeah, definitely wanted to do that, and I wanted to make sure we have a bar, but since this is kind of a remote island, I just used one of the pop-up bars from Get Together, if I'm not mistaken, and they have those little fairy lights on there, and I just added in that rug from Get Famous. I think it's called the Well Traveled rug, and I just added in front, and I make sure I use the one with a little bit of kind of like the dusty sand on it because we are on a beach. But yes, over here back in the covered area, I'm just trying to decide what chairs I'm going to use, and I go with these from the Cats and Dogs pack, if I'm not mistaken. They have a bit of that wicker on the seat, but it's a high back, so it does feel a little bit more formal, but not too formal, if that makes sense. And I'm expanding our covered area because I realized that I wasn't going to have enough room to make sure all of our guests was underneath, and you know, there was a place to put the food and like the bride and groom table and things like that. And here I am back in the chill area, just adding in a couple of poofs and comfy seating, and I'm using these cardboard dance floors. I never use them, but I felt like it was perfect with this one, especially with it being bohemian theme. I would imagine that these people probably provided a lot of these things themselves, like made them themselves, and I feel like sometimes that can make one of these that can make a ceremony like this just that much more special when you hand build and curate these items yourself. Now I'm just adding in some of these curtains around this. I'm gonna call it a pagoda. I could definitely be wrong. I think it's actually called a pergola. Yeah, I think this is called a pergola. But I was adding some curtains around. I was using the sheer curtains from the Island Living pack, and here we are in the kitchen. This kitchen is tight, but it is a beach shack. I would imagine that whoever built this didn't prioritize the indoor space. They really wanted to take advantage of the view, but I am maximizing this space as much as I can. This is a 2x4 space. And I just have all of the basics in there. Now we're on to the living space, and I was trying to use as many items as I can from the Island Living pack. I felt like since we were in Sulani, it only made sense. And upstairs in the bedroom, like I said, if you wanted to use the facilities, or if, you know, the bride and her party or his party, whoever, if the bridal party was here maybe getting ready, you know, they can utilize this space, they can utilize the bathroom. I put in this wardrobe from Get Famous. I really liked it because it had everyone's clothing in bags, and I would imagine that would kind of be the smart thing to do if you are on the beach. You don't want your clothes getting all sandy. And also, to me, it makes me think about having multiple people of the wedding parties having their wardrobes on that one rack. So yeah, I really love the look of that. And I'm just adding in this little plant that I love also from Island Living, and I thought it wouldn't be a bohemian build if I didn't put in some wind chimes. Those wind chimes came from the movie Hangout Stuff pack. I also wanted to set up this little shack as a place for your Sims to possibly live. Maybe the couple purchased this shack and, you know, right before they got married, decided they wanted to have their wedding here. So it's kind of like a wedding party and a housewarming party. I don't know, but I just wanted to make sure that all of the basic necessities was here. So, you know, place for you to sleep and bathe and eat, and also have a bit of entertainment. The item choices that I wanted to use, I didn't want everything to be super matchy. So even if things were like the same exact items, I tried my best to switch up the swatches and just give it a bit more variety. And I'm just adding some couches and stuff on the decks here, so your Sims will have space to sit around outside. And I also added in a grill from the base game. I would imagine that whoever lives here would definitely want to take advantage of doing some outdoor cooking. Now I'm just adding in these string lights from the toddler stuff pack, and I really like them. This is definitely something that I knew I wanted to use, and I actually used these in my 2 previous attempts at this, so these were definitely an element that was going to stay, and I feel like they fit perfectly on the deck of this home. Now I'm just adding in a trash can so your Sims can get rid of trash, and a mailbox, you know, just the basics to actually live here. And I'm just adding in a couple of more poofs and changing around the swatches just to make the place look a little bit more interesting. And here I am adding in a outdoor bathtub. I feel like there's such limited space on the inside, but whoever lives here will really appreciate being able to take a soak in the tub while looking at the ocean and the waves and everything like that. Here I am back over here by the pergola, not a pagoda, and I'm just adding in some more flowers and some more sheer curtains just to make it look a bit more ethereal, a bit more boho, a bit more eclectic, you know. So yeah, definitely I'm adding in those things. I wanted to make sure that I use the sheer curtains and things just so you won't be obstructed from the views. It's all about the view on this lot. Now I'm just adding in some planter boxes and some flowers on the tables just to add a bit more, I don't know, just something super cute, and just put in a nice centerpiece that really highlights the nature. I would imagine that whoever's having a wedding here definitely loves flowers, so there are flowers everywhere, don't you worry. And that little table that I put next to the bride and groom's table is for a cake, so that's why that table is there. Now I'm turning my attention back to the outdoor space, and I'm just adjusting this area by where our wedding arch is, and I got a couple of those. I'm not sure what it's called. I know they're in the statue category in the decor from, I think those are from Get Together, but I'm using those as kind of like a frame around the archway, and I'm adding in these sheer curtains from the Island Living pack just to add just a little bit more of that bohemian flair. I did see curtains and like just sheer pieces of fabric around the handcrafted arches in a lot of my source images, so I definitely wanted to incorporate that here. Now I'm adding in this fence. This fence came from Get Together, and I just wanted to kind of separate the front of the house, because in my head, although on the gallery it will show the other side as the front, this technically is the front in my head. I would think that this is how you will arrive by boat, and I'm putting in this fence just to put a little bit of separation, and I'm adding in these fairy lights from the Parenthood pack. They're not in the light category though. I think they are in the wall decor category, but I put those all around the fence, and I'm just adding in some more lanterns and some more candles, and I am also going to add in some flowers in a bit. Then I decided, you know what, this lot probably could use some trees. So now I'm just adding in some of the palm trees and the other trees indigenous to Sulani, just to make the place feel a bit more complete and a bit more full, and also just to provide a little bit of shade, because this is an island world. I would imagine that it is pretty hot year round. So yeah, and I'm just adding in a little bit of grass, not a whole lot, but just a little bit of grass, just to make it seem like the trees grew out of the grass and not just grew out of the sand. I don't do it for the two huge palm trees, but for the smaller palm tree and the red tree, I just add in a little bit of terrain paint, and I'm adding in some more terrain paint from the back steps all the way down to the aisle. I just wanted to make it look like that little path was walked, you know, through rehearsal and guests arriving. So I'm just adding in a bit of texture there, and now as you can see, I'm adding in plants along the wedding aisle as well. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. If you made it this far in the video, I just would like to say thank you so much, and if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. Also, be sure to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you're interested in seeing more thumbnails or just anything in my personal life, feel free to follow me on my social medias, which will always link down in the description box below. And to download this lot from the gallery, I will have it up. I know that there's been issues with the gallery, so if all of that's worked out, it will be available, and the download information will be available in the description box. My origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.